Well, the Africa Country Instability Index published by SBM Intelligence shows that risk has increased in sub-Saharan Africa. The index, which measures risk and stability in 48 countries, has increased from 45.63% in 2024 to 47.46% in 2025. Mauritius has been ranked as the most stable country with the least risk, and South Africa is in the safe zone, reflecting a score below 30. And joining us to unpack the report is Sachin Mohabeer, the Deputy CEO of the Economic Development Board of Mauritius. Thank you so much for your time, Sachin. Now, what is shaping risk in Africa right now?
So very important. It's about leadership. It's about reliability, integrity, risk management, and investor readiness. So it's about governance, about regulatory environment, the market opportunities, and how we respond and provide what's required for investors. And for that, I will talk about the strong governance, the rule of law, the protection of contracts, property rights, the pro-business environment, how we try to improve the ease of doing business, and also in terms of digital infrastructure, the financial services, the tourism, and all to ensure that at the end of the day, we have an inclusive economy that fosters innovation and countries putting in place those elements that would enable to ensure that we're able to manage risk in a proactive environment, crisis resilience that can weather the different global shocks.
All these things that you are mentioning seem internal and country-specific and continent-specific, but would you say that this means then that the global risks that do exist aren't really too much of a factor?
Yeah, so it's very important to have a very good and powerful, robust governance structure to be able to weather all the risks that comes to a country. So here we talk about in terms of ongoing reforms for transparency, regulatory clarity, investor protection, coming up with those mechanisms to protect global players, multinationals, and also citizens of the country and businesses, workers, public servants, business leaders. So it's about getting the right ecosystem in place.
Well, Sachin, let's get into the details of the report because it's been highlighted that Mauritius is the most stable country with the least risk. It is ranking #1. What's responsible for this leadership in stability, and what can the other 47 countries learn from Mauritius?
So first of all, this is a landmark achievement for Mauritius. It reflects our nation's resilience in terms of innovation, the global standing, and this index compiled by SBM Intelligence is a testament of the country's leadership in reliability, integrity, in the management of risk, and the number of reforms that have been put into place from governance, from economic stability, the regulatory environment, the banking system, and the different opportunities that we try to provide. And all these are consistent with the progress that we are making. So the top ranking, it signals to investors, to businesses, the citizens of Mauritius, that we offer a stable, transparent, and growth-friendly climate. It is strengthen Mauritius' global credibility, boost investor confidence, and at the end of the day, it will open doors for more partnership, job creation, and sustainable development.
Well, I did mention, and I'm very proud to see that South Africa is ranked #9 in the countries, and it's below the 30 score, so meaning that it is in the safe zone. And really, it's been highlighted in the report that Southern Africa remains the most stable region of the 4 regions. What have been the pillars of resilience here?
So the pillars of resilience, it's about, first of all, we are part of the SADC. It's part of the peer-to-peer learning that's happening, and also the strong governance, the rule of law, how we protect contracts, the property rights, the pro-business environment that has been put into place to enhance the ease of doing business, to make it easier for investors. And also I would mention the digital infrastructure for financial tourism, for the tourism sector, the different visas put into place to ensure cross-border movement of people. So all these are important and it provides certainty to the investor, to the community, to those coming to invest
Yeah.
and trade in the region.
Yeah. And just, as we wrap up the conversation, Sachin, East Africa has seen the most deterioration that's led to the region carrying the most risk. What has been responsible for this, and do you see those risk factors continuing?
So what will happen, so what we foresee is if ever we come up with that notion that we can learn with each other and come up with national development programs, continued improvement, greater access to regional international trade networks, come up with consumer protection, corporate accountability, bring it more opportunities, sustainable jobs. So all countries together, they can come up with reforms and ensure that they are able to improve and reduce the risk profile. So that, I think, would be the best way to come up with national development programs, maybe at regional levels also.
And it's quite interesting because, out of the 48 countries that are surveyed, we have 31 that have improved in terms of risk. So that's really the majority. How are you seeing risk going forward? Because the overall picture deteriorated, but most of the countries improved. So just tell me about those disparities.
I think the disparities, it's mainly because the ongoing reforms happening in few countries. But at the same time, you have to maintain and raise a bar to ensure that, again, we come up with regulatory clarity, ensure that we accelerate initiatives in education, in digital economy, in green growth, in inclusive development, and strengthen that partnership at regional and global players to sustain the momentum for reforms. This will help to narrow any disparity and ensure that the region and the continent as a whole uh, keep on progressing in the right direction.
All right. Well, we do have to wrap up the conversation, but thank you so much for giving us more color on the picture that we are seeing in terms of risk in sub-Saharan Africa. That was Sachin Mohabeer, Deputy CEO of the Economic Development Board of Mauritius.